This is Woodwords the podcast, a production of the Kansas City Woodworkers Guild. Here's your host, Kevin Thomas.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Woodwords the podcast. I want to start off this week by thanking Mike Jones for filling in for me when I was under the weather in our last program. He did a great job. I might have to worry about my job here. Also want to thank Norm Carpenter for interviewing me, even though I'm not sure everybody wanted to hear that, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Today, we are joined by a longtime member of the Guild. He's an artist. He's just recently taken the secretary position for the Guild. And he's a teacher. And besides that, he makes a mean chicken Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo.
There we go.
He is Dave Roth. Dave, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
I'll start you off like we do everybody. How did you get your start in woodworking?
Well, about 25 years ago, I quit smoking. And so within quitting smoking, I had to do something with my hands, right?
Okay.
So I took up woodworking. Now, I didn't know what I wanted to do, right? So anyway, within woodworking, you know, I've heard this about 2 months ago when someone says, why buy something for $50 when you can build it for $300, right? So when we build things as woodworkers, it's just not trying to save money, but it's something that we build and pass down to our family members and things of that sort. Plus the satisfaction of building with your own hands.
Right. Okay. How did you come to the Woodworkers Guild?
My father-in-law took me to one of the woodworking shows in Kansas City. And at the 8-foot table, there was George Dixon and Bill Webb. And George had this wooden crane that he built. And he told me about the Guild and says, yeah, come on down to the Guild, you know, check us out. We'll meet on the third Wednesday, and we'll get you a set of plans for the crane. Never got the set of plans from him. And so when I came to the Guild, you know, there was like 50, 60 people at Jacob's Well, right? And I didn't recognize him, you know, being the first time there. And but I did see him like 2 or 3 months later. He brought in a crane for show and tell. I said, that's the guy. You know, and he doesn't. I don't know if you've seen his cranes. They're about yay big, and they're all functional with ropes and everything. He did a really good job on them.
Okay. You're considered the Guild's expert on a couple of topics, one of those being Intarsia. What got you interested in Intarsia?
Well, I used to do watercolor paintings, and I'd spend 30, 40 hours on a watercolor painting. And when I started woodworking, I wanted to do something with wood, and I was at Woodcraft, and they had a book from Judy Gale Roberts on Intarsia. So I looked at the book, and it was a little pelican, and I did that without the half-inch wood they sold at Woodcraft. You know, I bought some walnut, mahogany, and maple, and I had a scroll saw, and I cut it out, and then I sculpted with the Dremel and said, that's what I wanted to do, because Intarsia has different color woods to it. You have your darks, lights, browns, burls, fiddleback. Those are sort of like your watercolor paintings, you know, at least to me, within wood.
You use a lot of exotics?
I only put about 10% of exotics in there because exotic woods are really hard and they're oily, like cardinal wood, babinga, beautiful woods, and they're a little pricey too, and wingy. But you use them to enhance your project, yeah.
Okay. And you're also considered somewhat of an expert on marquetry.
Marquetry, yes.
Are there any similarities in the two techniques?
Yes, there are. The similarities within that is you both use a scroll saw for both projects. And you also look for proper grain direction. So let's say you're doing an iris in Intarsia. Intarsia is when you cut wood 3/4 inch thick, and then you sculpt it with sanding drums, right? And then you put it back together like a mosaic. So if you're doing an iris and a long leaf, well, you put that pattern the same direction as the wood. And the same thing with marquetry. You take thin veneer 42nd inch, and you lay that in your packet the same direction as the leaf. So that's grain direction and scroll sawing. The similarities.
Do you have a favorite of those two?
I'm really liking marquetry a lot. Yeah, I also like the Intarsia. I like them both.
What skill are you working on mastering now?
That's a good one. There's quite a few right now. As you know, I'm teaching at Kansas City, Kansas Community College in construction tech.
Okay.
At the college, I've been there for 9 years, and they were shorthanded in the construction tech classes. And we had like 15 high school students and a total of 40 students, and not enough instructors. So they asked me if I could keep an eye and help with the teaching, keeping the students safe. So I mean, they're using joiners, planers, band saws, table saws, miter saws. So, and I said yes. I mean, I get to go do woodworking and get paid for it. It's
Wow.
awesome. It's really a lot of fun.
That's good. Now, are you still teaching the culinary arts?
No, I'm not. I haven't been teaching much culinary arts since I've been working at the college. I haven't been doing very many caterings or cooking classes in people's homes. But some other things I've been working on, skill-wise, is resin casting,
Mhm.
pin turning, doing some wood turning with Anthony Harris on his box making classes.
Mhm.
So in school at the college, when the students start learning spindle turn, I want to be able to make sure that I know and I'm be able to teach the students how to do it safely.
That's good.
So.
Safety is a big thing.
It is. It is.
Okay, you're involved here with basic and intermediate classes in woodworking.
Right.
Is this teaching something that you enjoy?
Yes. Watching the students learn here at the Guild, trying that table saw over there, trying to learn the table saw joinery. You know, I want to be one of the go-to guys for that. Not the guy, but one of the guys up to that. And it's really good to see when a student figures out, like when they're doing the locking rabbit drawer joint for that drawer and everything fits right, they get that aha moment. Or the plant stand, you know, the half lap, and they get that all nice and even with the mortises going up and things like that. And it's just really good to see that light bulb click.
Good.
Yeah.
Now you've rejoined the board of directors at our last meeting. You
Right.
became secretary.
Yes.
Would you like to pitch something to our newer members about what
Sure.
it's like to step up and volunteer?
Sure, absolutely. Our guild has a lot of opportunities to help out. I mean, you don't have to do them all. You just only need to do one. Like a foreman, right? There's, I don't know how many foremen we have, like 20, 30 maybe foremans here, maybe more than that come in on one day a month or one day a week to help out. You know, we have the scroll saw SIGs, the SIGs and things of that sort. John Tegler, you know, I did it for 3 years and John's doing it for 9. I mean, John Tegler right now is a scroll saw guy. You have a question on scroll saw and he's your man. Now, George Rexroad, he's kind of stepping up a little bit and helping out John. And like George Rexroad, he used to do bandsaw boxes. And now he's stepped up and teach classes. So if there's something you're good at, whether it's teaching or if you're good with computers, if you're a journalist and you want to be an editor here for our guild, if you have those skills, you know, it doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a little bit of your time.
A little bit.
Yep.
Okay. Time to go to our final 3 questions.
Okay.
This will be 3 random questions that may or may not be about woodworking.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Your favorite tool?
Ooh, scroll saw.
Scroll saw?
Absolutely.
You have a favorite Kansas City barbecue?
Oh, absolutely. Q39, hands down.
Okay.
They're expensive, but they're consistent. They're consistent on the barbecue.
Marinara or Alfredo sauce?
Oh, Alfredo. Absolutely. You know, after you make your Alfredo sauce and you reduce it down, a little provolone and, you know, Gruyere cheese, you throw a little bit of butter in there just to make it a little bit richer at the very end. Tasty. Really good. Yes, sir.
I'm surprised that you don't weigh 300 pounds. I know if I ate a lot of that of your Alfredo, it would I would end up
You
there.
only have that about once every 6 months. You don't have it. You don't have it every week. No. But pasta carbonara is good too. Yeah.
David, I want to thank you for being with us today, and I want to thank all of you out there. Please remember to do all the usual things, to like, share, subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And as always, remember to work safe and get your sawdust on. Thanks.
Cool.
This has been Woodwords the podcast, a production of the Kansas City Woodworkers Guild, with host Kevin Thomas and producer Chris McCauley. A special thank you to our guest today, to the Guild's Leadership Committee, and to all of our sponsors. For more information about the Guild, upcoming classes, and events, please visit our website kcwg.org. You can also find us on social media by searching for Kansas City Woodworkers Guild. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. For more videos, please check out our YouTube channel.